The last few years has seen a rapid expansion on Irish dairy farms. That expansion means more cows, which means more work, which also means that a lot of Irish dairy farms are no longer a one-person operation. That demand for part-time or temporary workers provided an opportunity for Jennifer Matthews to train as a relief milker. She had given up her job in animal research in the UK to help care for her father.
It was a big shock. He was very healthy, never went to the doctor a day in his life. And yeah, he suddenly got very sick. So I came home straight away. And I knew that being in Kilkenny, I would need a job, but I needed to be flexible to help look after Dad. So I was looking at jobs, and time again, relief milking jobs were coming up online. And I thought, well, I like being outside and I like animals. Maybe I should give cows a go. So I thought, relief milking, I can dictate my own hours. I can say I'm only available for afternoons this week, or I can only do 3 days this week, you know. So I needed something that was flexible, and I knew that was going to give it to me.
Like most dairy farms in Ireland, James O'Brien's is a one-man operation. But when he expanded his herd from 70 to 120 cows, it meant a lot of extra work.
It's the little things that you underestimate that will take extra time, you know.
Like what?
Like even bringing in the cows is a few minutes longer. Moving them through a gateway is going to take longer to move 50 or 60 extra cows than you would have been used to, you know. So you just have to get used to the whole process taking longer. It's really only in the last year or two, again, since quotas have gone, that the scarcity of labour has become more evident, you know. If we have to go away, or God forbid if you were to break an arm or something, you need somebody that will be able to step into your shoes, you know. You need somebody that's used to your system, that's used to your farm, and that knows the day-to-day routine on your farm, you know.
Farm Relief Services is a cooperative that contracts temporary workers for farms throughout Ireland. They recently set up a training scheme to fill the demand from expanding dairy farms on a pilot basis. Is it difficult for Farm Relief to source qualified labour?
It's tricky, I suppose. Last spring, we really got a good run of it, and we got a lot of people in that were well qualified. But we can see that it's not going to continue like that, and we have to start training people ourselves. The most important thing is to train people that are interested in milking cows, and there's a lot of people out there that are interested but feel they haven't the skills. The training scheme that has been set up is going to work on that.
What kind of people are you targeting?
This is open to everyone. I don't think any farmer cares where his worker comes from, as long as he's willing and able to do it and wants to learn. And we have a lot of farmers that are, if you like, they're very gentle people about training people. And they don't always need someone that knows everything. They need someone that can shadow them and that will train themselves.
Come on, girls. Up you come. Come on.
Jennifer was on job seekers benefit. And although she had experience with sheep, she was nervous about working with large animals. Were you used to working or handling cows at all?
No, not at all. I was terrified of cows. I wouldn't get into a pen of cows. I knew dairy cows were much quieter than beef animals, but I definitely wouldn't have been confident around them at all. And I think the farm I ended up on for the scheme really helped me get used to them. And it is about showing no fear and being confident, but being gentle but persuasive at the same time. Really, anyone can do it. I've been on a parlour where I've had to stand on 5 cow mats to reach the cows, but you make it work, and it is enjoyable. There's satisfaction in the repetitive nature of it. Even the noise of the milking machine, farmers apparently find soothing. I'm not sure if that's going to happen for me anytime soon, but it's nice to be with the animals.
The month-long course involved 1 day a week in Kildalton Agricultural College and 4 days a week placement on a working dairy farm. Jennifer trained with James O'Brien. How did you work together?
Great, yeah, well, I like to think great. He was very patient and willing to show me all aspects of his system and how it works. And he stayed with me while I was kind of learning, and then as I got more and more confident, he'd step out of the parlour, see how I got on by myself, but I knew he was always on hand until I was really confident. And then, sure, he went off to the ploughing match and left me milking his cows, so I think he was happy enough with me.
Were you a bit anxious about that?
I was nervous enough. It was my first afternoon by myself, but I think the cows seemed to know that I was, you know, new to the whole thing, so they were kind of nicer to me than I expected. So yeah, we got on fine.
Yeah, I think Jennifer was milking after a fortnight. So, and I had great confidence in her doing it, because she was she had all the key things you'd be looking for. You're really looking for somebody that'll look after your own cows the same way that you do the job yourself, and she's certainly done that for me,
James has given a full-time job to Josh Phelan, who also took part in the course. He was a mechanic who wanted to work outdoors.
It's a new experience, and I'm constantly learning every single day.
Any experience? Have you any experience of farming?
No, none whatsoever. None.
Did you grow up in a rural area?
No, I actually grew up in Kilkenny City itself. Right.
So you'd never milked a cow before,
Oh,
Josh?
geez, no, never. No, never.
And why did you do the course?
To be honest, it was just something I always wanted to try. I never really had an opportunity to get into it before, until I found out about this, and I just applied for it and got a phone call and said, "You're away," and that was it.
The pilot scheme will be rolled out nationwide to try to help fill the burgeoning demand for dairy workers. But can farmers afford to employ help around the farm?
I would think with a lot of these big herds, the farmers themselves are going to be managers and have the likes of us doing the work for them.
Do you think that's the way the industry is going?
I think it is. I think it has to be. If you have 300 or 400 of them, and all the ordering has to be done for them, all the selling and everything, like it's serious business. It's like running a factory. They'll manage the milking of the cows, they'll manage the feeding of the calves, but they'll need people to do the work for them.
There's three real things that you're looking for somebody when they're coming with you. You want them to be punctual, you want them to be willing to work, and you want them to be honest, because you're trusting them with your livelihood, really, somebody that's milking cows for you. So I think if they have those three key things, I think everything else will fall into place after that,
Anyone can learn how to milk a cow, can they, James?
Absolutely, yeah.
You're smiling an awful lot when you're talking about the work you're doing. It seems to suit you down to the ground.
Yeah, I think so. It does. I think there's a sense of peace at the end of the day. You've done, you've worked hard, but you've kind of earned your keep, and it's just lovely to be outside in the fresh air. And I think it's a healthy way to live, and it's kind of healthy work if you look after yourself doing it.